Yo, what's going on YouTube? And welcome to part 4 on how to create a Five Nights at Freddy's type of game. So I'm going to show you guys how to add the animatronics. So this is how it looks so far. So as you guys can see, I'm looking around. I added some fog so you guys can see it's extremely dark. Snap, you turn on the flashlight, he's right there. If you don't close the door in time, he's going to get you. And then I have it to where turn on the light, looks both sides, look both ways. Make sure you see them coming. So Friday not here. Oh, he's right there. Close the door. He disappears. And now we good. Oh, on this side, close the door. Ah, I took too long and then he got me. So yeah. I'm about to show you guys how to do that today. All right, so before we begin, I just want to fix something real quick. So in part 3, what I noticed is that with the cameras, when I click on, sorry, my D-pad is messed up, but when I click on the cameras and then when I click back, you see that there's like a little transition which makes it looks weird. It doesn't cut. Now, if you don't have a look behind you mechanic, then you don't have to worry about this. But because I'm using the look behind me mechanic, I have a smooth transition, and that transition is also counting towards the camera, which I don't want. So just a quick fix real quick, because I forgot to change it in part 3. I'm just going to add that in real quick for part 4. So what I did was I grabbed a not gate, because that's the button that I'm using to turn around. So just plug that up to here. Then what I'm going to do is grab a keyframe, and then I'm going to click on the camera, and I'm just going to place it on cut just like that. And I'm going to plug it in here, and then just label it camera cut, whatever. I like to label my work so I don't confuse myself. And now it should work. So now we're pressing X, but when we're not pressing X, we get a cut transition. So that's how you fix that. Okay, now before we add our animatronics, the first thing what I want to do real quick is I want to add a fog, because I noticed that when you hit play mode, it doesn't really look spooky enough. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to add that really dark fog, so that way the hallways look extremely dark. So I'm going to go to cameras and lighting. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to put a cube, and I'm just going to make the fog extremely black. I'm going to turn the density all the way up into 100%. Now, as you guys can see, when I turn the studio lighting off, it is extremely dark, so it gives it this creepy vibe. So I'm just gonna move it back just a little bit. Let me use a grid snap. Just copy this and then just drag it on down to the other door, just like that. All right, so now it looks extremely dark. So now what I'm gonna do is, instead of us adding a light, because in the part 3 I added a light, but instead of adding a light, I'm just gonna make it to where when we click on the red button, we're just gonna turn the fog off. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. Alright, so I'm gonna test that out in play mode real quick, see how it looks. So it's extremely dark, but when we click on the red, now we can see a little bit. There we go. And we just turn it back on. Okay, now that we have that out the way, now is where we can start adding our animatronics. So remember in part 3 and part 2, we made sure that our work is nice and organized. So now we're gonna add a extra microchip, and now we're gonna label this one animatronics. So you could label this whatever you want and just name it whatever you want. I'm gonna label mine as animatronics. So this is where all of our logic is gonna be inside this microchip. So now that we have that, go ahead and turn on the studio lighting. And I keep forgetting I have this. And I'm basically just gonna add my animatronics into the game now. So I'm just gonna add 2 for now for the sake of this tutorial. Just size it up. I mean, I could add in all my animatronics, but only 2 is going to be functional. So I'm gonna add the snowman guy, and then I'm gonna just add the rest. And one more. Well, we just do 3 for now. And I know my thermo is crazy. I know I'm just too lazy to, do the thing. But all right, so now that we have that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on all of them and we're gonna turn them off. All right, so they should be off. So now what you want to do is basically you want to just copy and paste to wherever you placed your cameras, and you can do whatever you want. Have them look at the camera, look away, whatever you want. So I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna go into my camera. Oh yeah, I forgot he's invisible, but you just go right here and just place them. I place them right here. And cool. And then we're gonna have one where he's staring at you at the door. So I'm gonna go right here. Just have him stare right at the door. So I hit play. He's invisible and this is off. But when we hit play, we can get an idea where he's gonna be at. So I just wanna line him up about like right here, have him looking at you. That's perfect. All right, cool. All right, so we have 3 spots. We have his checkpoint, we have the middle, and then we have the right door. And then basically I'm just gonna do the same thing with this guy. So I'll copy the snowman, paste them right next to him. And this time this guy, he's gonna be on the right door. So I'm gonna have him over here. Right here. Again, I'm gonna hit play real quick. Turn around. Turn this off. Get an idea. All right, this is great. This is perfect. All right, cool. Now that we have that, we're gonna go into our microchip and we're gonna grab a selector. No, first I wanna grab an additional microchip because I want each animatronic to have their own independent logic. So I'm gonna just put the skull icon here and I'm gonna label this one ice cream. So this one is gonna be the ice cream animatronic. All right, so now that we have that, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up this microchip and I'm gonna add a selector. And then on top of that, I'm gonna add a timer. All right. Now, this timer is going to basically indicate how long until he teleports. So for the sake of this, let's just do 3 seconds. And then on timer finished, we're just going to do move to next output. And then timer finished pulse, we're going to do reset the timer. So now I'm going to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So it resets the time, goes on to the next output, resets the time, go on to the next output. I'm gonna grab a microchip and then I'm gonna use my bookmark. I'm gonna go all the way over here. Then I'm just gonna turn them on, turn that back off, and here we go. And I'm just gonna plug that up into the A output. And then I'm gonna label this stage 1. So now, as you guys can see, this keyframe is active now. So I'm just going to turn the camera off real quick, timer off. I'm going to go into my cameras. And then as you guys can see, now he's active. He's currently alive now that the keyframe is active. All right. So now that you guys get an idea of what that does, I'm going to add another keyframe. And now we're going to go into the second. Just like that. And then now it goes into the B port. And then last but not least, I'm going to add a third. Wait, before we do that, I also forgot to add the jump scare. Never forget the jump scare. So we're going to copy him one more time. And then we're going to just make him big like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an additional camera. So for the jump scare, no, actually, no, we're going to hold off on that. All right, so now this is going to be stage 3. He's right here. Turn that on. And now we hit play. All right, so now what this basically means is every 3 seconds, he's going to teleport. All right, so we hit play. He's stage 1, stage 2, Stage 3, boom, and now he's here. And then the time resets itself and he goes back to stage 1. So that's literally the logic for the animatronics. That's all it is. Now for the jump scares. So what we want to do is we basically want it to where when he stares at this door, you have to close the door. If you do not close the door in time, then he will attack you. So right now we don't have that. Right now, once he just gets here, he just goes back to stage 1, but we don't want that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a timeline. And this one is gonna go into the 4th output. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab our keyframe and then basically our jump scare right here. So tweak this and I'm gonna turn them on. And then I'm just gonna basically just do this. All right. Now I'm gonna turn them on just for a second because I want to test out. Okay, so he's right here. So what we basically want to do is now in our time frame, on our timeline, what we want to do is now we want to add our camera. So we want to add our camera into the timeline. So we add our camera into the timeline and basically we want to just wherever the jump scare is going to occur at. So I guess I'll put it like right here. And then I'm just going to play around with him. I'm going to make it to where his arms reach out towards you as if he's grabbing you. And then I'm going to go back into the camera, see how that looks. And I think this looks fine. I think this looks perfect. Boom, just like that. And then I'm just going to extend this camera. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak the camera and I'm going to turn the transition down to 0.3 seconds. So that way it's like he grabs you quickly. And then I'm going to make it to where hide imps and I'm going to make it to where you cannot use the sensor control. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to also add a keyframe and I'm just basically going to turn the movement off. Because the movement has the HUD and we don't want the HUD to show. So I'm going to turn that off. And I want to turn this off as well. That way we won't have access to the camera. Even though our controller is already off, but still. And then we just want to label this disable. And then we could just extend that. All right, so now let's see how it looks. Oh wait, I forgot to make him invisible. Okay. All right, so we check our cameras. He's gonna teleport here soon. Up there he is. Check our camera here. Up there he is. We go out, and then we get that jump scare. Just like that. Now it looks a little bit boring and dry, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a camera shake to give it that effect. So I'm just gonna hit play, test it out. And obviously you guys can do it however you want. I'm trying to see which one is the perfect jump scare. I think I like that. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm gonna add a camera shake. All right, now let's test it out. Now it should look more like a jump scare. The only thing we're missing now is the sound effect. The sound effect is really what's gonna bring the jump scare to life, but we'll do that in part 5. So, and then boom, we get that jump scare. All right, so now, obviously, we want to be able to beat this character, right? We don't want to get jump scared, right? So first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab an AND gate. Then once we grab an AND gate, we're gonna need something to indicate something for the left door. So we're gonna grab a wireless transmitter and I'm just gonna label this L_door. So we know that this is the left door. All right, cool. So now that we have that, we might as well just plug this up into the A port. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a wireless receiver and I'm basically just gonna click down to L_door and make sure that it's set to scene. And then I'm just gonna plug this up into the signal manipulator. So basically what this means is that when this door closes, then this is going to receive a signal to this. So this will signal once this door closes. And then now what this means is we're going to grab the C port, which is stage 3, which I forgot to label. We'll do it later, which is stage 3. And I'm just going to label my AND gate so I won't get confused. So L underscore door plus stage 3 equals reset. So this means that the puppet will reset. Oh, I already plugged it up. All right, and then once that happens, we want him to be able to reset. So for that to happen, all we're gonna do is plug that up, and then we're just gonna plug it all the way up back to the A port. So now let's see if it works. All right, so I'm just gonna turn the light on just so we can see. As you can see, we have 3 seconds to close the door. We close the door, and then just like that, he goes right back into the A port. He's really quick, but as you can see, and then we go back into the camera. Wow, that was actually really quick. And then, yeah, he's back at spawn. So that's pretty much how you do it, how you do the animatronic. And basically, after that, what you want to do for the next animatronic is basically the same thing. You want to do the exact same thing. So again, I'm going to grab a microchip. I'm going to just have the same label, just a different color. We'll do yellow. Actually, no, we should switch it. We'll do this one pink. And then we'll do this one yellow. I mean white, since he's a snowman, so it makes more sense. And then we're just going to label it snowman so we know. And then basically, you're just going to do the same thing. Add a timer. Ice cream dude is 6 seconds, so this guy will do like 5 seconds. And then same thing, grab a timer, selector, timer finish, goes to the next output, timer finish, reset, grab a keyframe. And again, we're going to add our timeline. That's going to be our final stage. This is going to be the jump scare. And again, I keep forgetting to add the jump scare, but here. And make sure you I copied it, so I had to make sure you de-animate them. And then again, I'm going to check out. Oh, and then also what we can do is, here's the best part with the timeline. We can basically copy all of this except the keyframe, of course, and just paste it on here just like that. But first, let me add my keyframe first. Turn them on. 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. And then now we could just grab this, paste it. Check out our camera. Is he lined up? This should be good. All right, now let's see. And the best part about logic separation is that now we can turn the ice cream logic off, and now we only have snowman logic. So we don't have to worry about both of them coming at us at the same time. So that's why it's always good to separate our work. He should be appearing at this door any second now. There he is. We got about 5 seconds before he get us. And boom, he got us. And again, same thing. We obviously don't want him to grab us. So instead of us doing L door, this is the right door. So basically, we're just going to do the same thing. Just the label is just going to be the opposite. So I could just copy this, grab a wireless receiver, and then I'm just going to label this L door. I mean R door. Plug that up. Grab an AND gate. C output, and then it goes back to the A port. All right, let's see if it works. And you know what? Let's challenge ourselves. Let's turn both of the animatronics on. Let's try to see if our game is beatable. All right, so both of the animatronics are on. All right, we got enough power. Let's turn the lights on real quick. Oh, there he is. All right, get out of here. Yep. Looking both ways, looking both ways. Our snowman guy isn't here yet. Oops, I made a big mistake. I put the right door into the light switch. Oops, I meant to put it to this one. My bad. Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys didn't make the same mistake I did. I accidentally put the logic into the light switch instead of the door switch. All right, so now both of our animatronics should be working perfectly fine. Let's see. Turn both of the lights on. All right. Oh, snap. Get out of here. He should be coming in about 5 seconds. He's here. Get out of here. Oh. Yeah, that 3 seconds coming pretty fast. But then again, there's only 2 stages, so this map is not that big. So now, actually, you're probably wondering, right? So when he stares at you at the door, most of you guys probably wondering, like, okay, this is cool and all. Like 5 seconds is cool. But once he gets to the door, I don't want it to be 5 seconds where he gets you. I feel like that's too long. I want it to where it's 3 seconds. So that's the easy fix. So what you can do is once you hit stage 3, whenever he's at the door, wherever your animatronic is at the door, all you have to do is just tweak the timer. So for an example, if you wanted to stare at the door for like 2 seconds, you could tweak that up. So now count to 2 seconds and he'll get you. So you better be quick. So let's test it out. So let's turn the ice cream animatronic off and let's test it out real quick. So he's going to be here for 5 seconds. Right? All right. Once he gets to the door, 1, 2, and then he grabs you. See how quick that was? So that's pretty much all you got to do. You just use your keyframes. And one last thing you're also probably wondering too is you probably want the teleportations to be random as well. So another thing you could do, which is extremely easy, I'm gonna show you guys how to do that real quick. We could test it on the ice cream guy. All right, so what you can do is I'm gonna just delete this real quick because it's like in the way. All right, so pretty much what you want to do is grab a randomizer and then you can add keyframes. So you can add as many keyframes as you want. For this instance, I'm just gonna add 2. So I'll do like 4 seconds. And then I'll just label this 4 seconds so I know. And then grab another keyframe. And then I'll make this one like 5 seconds. Same thing. All right. And then what we're going to do is on timer finish post, randomize. All right, so we're starting off. So we start off with 5 seconds. And then now it's 4 seconds. Then back to 5 seconds. So as you can see, it's random. And yeah, it looked like it's going back and forth, but like I said, you could just add more keyframes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you add animatronics into your Five Nights at Freddy's type of horror game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to leave a like and comment down below if you guys have any questions. And yeah, I might do a part 5 for sound. So if you guys want to see a part 5 for sound, let this video at least get like 10 likes. If we get like 10 likes on this video, I'll do a part 5. But yeah, I'm out and peace.